Hey, welcome back. Mike Martinez today, and today we got a great lesson. And the lesson today, hopefully you took some of the stuff before I get into the lesson. Hopefully you took some of the stuff from the last video and kind of put it into play, right? Understand that you need to control what is going through your mind. And this lesson is going to strengthen that. And here's what I'm going to tell you guys. You know, there's a lot of companies, a lot of people, a lot of institutions, a lot of organizations that are focusing a ton of time, a ton of resources, a ton of money to be able to control your thinking, right? Anything that is a distraction from what it is that you want to achieve is going to hurt you down the line. So here's what I'm going to tell you. If you decide, hey, you know what? I'm going to use this to change my body. I'm going to use this information I'm learning at the Mind Power channel to change my body. Maybe I want to get muscular. Maybe I want to lose 25 pounds. Maybe I want to increase my health. Whatever it is, right? But if you're going out and, again, going with lesson number one, understanding that you're getting 60 to 80,000 thoughts, that you're getting 80% or more of those thoughts were thoughts you had yesterday, which means you're going to take the same actions, which means you're going to produce the same results. One of my mentors in this mind power stuff said to me, you know, scattered thinking leads to scattered actions. Scattered actions produce scattered results. Very powerful statement, and in the beginning, you know, you might say, like I thought in the beginning, of course, yeah, that makes sense, yeah, sure. But how often do we actually use that information, right? It makes sense, yeah, of course, yeah. But the fact of the matter is, most of us spend our day scattered, right? So what happens? Scattered thinking leads to scattered actions. Scattered actions produce scattered results. What we want is the exact opposite. What we want is focused thinking so that we can produce focused actions, so that we can get focused results. And that's what this subject is going to be all about. And here's what I'm going to tell you. You, as a person understanding mind power, you have to understand that there's going to be a ton of distractions for you. You got to understand that your most powerful thinking is not the thinking that comes from the television. It's not the thinking that you get from education. It's not the thinking that you hear from the media. It's not the thinking that religion is giving to you. It's your own thinking. It's the way you process things and start using that processed information to move yourself in a certain direction. Now, here's what I'm going to tell you about this. You need to be able to shut some things down. You need to be able to say, you know what? I need to close down, and I won't accept the negativity that I'm hearing from the media. I won't accept the negativity that I'm hearing from the government. I won't accept the negativity that I'm learning in school. I won't accept negativity at any level. Negativity that mom is giving me. Negativity that my Uncle Tom is giving me. Wherever it's coming from, you need to shut that down. When somebody says to you, you know, for whatever reason, for whatever subject, you can't do that, you need to shut that down. You need to put a wall in front of you and not hear into that. And you need to be able to control that when that happens in your mind. So one of the things that I was taught by one of my mentors in this mind power deal is that there's a thing called scientific thinking. Now, scientific thinking is a process of you deliberately thinking about certain things. You deliberately obsessing about certain things, like we just talked about in the last video. You deliberately creating the pictures. You deliberately going out there and making the thoughts that you want that are going to lead you to where you want. This is the bottom line. The bottom line is that the more you let Facebook bring in information to you, the further away you're going to get from your goal. The more you hear the media if the media, I mean, there's an ulterior motive for most things that we're learning and hearing and being presented with. There's an ulterior motive, and that motive is to help them, whoever it is, right? It could be the government, it could be education, it could be religion, it could be friends, it could be anything, right? But if you want to start developing your mind power, if you want to start directing the law of attraction so that it starts bringing to you what it is that you want, you need to shut down. You need to shut down the outside information that's coming towards you, and you need to start deliberately controlling what is being said within your head. You need to start deliberately controlling the pictures that you're putting in your mind. You need to start deliberately controlling how you get up in the morning and how you go to sleep. What pictures, right? Some people get up in the morning and put on the TV and they're starting the news with, 4 people were killed yesterday and we had a fire and a baby got ran over by a truck. Yeah, just terrible things, right? So we're starting the day like that with terrible negative feelings in our body, negative thoughts in our head, right? Is that going to drive you closer to your goal? That's the question that you need to know. And that's where scientific thinking comes in, because what we're doing is we're shutting off. We're closing ourselves. We're guarding our mind so that what goes through the mind is what it is that we want. Only. You need to become obsessed, right? Obsession is something that you create deliberately. And you do that by constantly focusing on things, right? And you cannot focus, again, scattered thinking leads to scattered actions which produce scattered results. You cannot be focused on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or the political drama or, your negative relatives. You can't get into that if you really want to control your mind. And what I'm telling you is you have the power. Now, you've always had the power. Have you given that power away? Have you allowed other things and other people and other institutions to control your thinking? To control how much you are going out there and doing what it is that you truly want, right? If you're not focused on what it is that you truly want throughout the day, every day, then you're just allowing outside forces to influence you, and that's going to be to your detriment. That's going to hurt you. I'm telling you, take control of that. Take control of it today. You know what? Here's what you need to do. Number one is you need to become aware of the fact that when you are hearing things that are not going to be to your benefit. And you're going to hear it from a lot of different places, from a lot of different people, from a lot of different things. But you need to become aware, hey, this is not going to help me. This doesn't serve me, right? You also need to start gaining control. And I'll tell you an exercise that you want to start doing is just sitting down and staying still for 15 to 30 minutes. Let your mind roam around. But for the first 15 to 30 minutes for a whole week, just go and gain that control. Gain that control of your physical body so that you are absolutely still. Close your eyes, you sit in a comfortable position, and you just get this idea of controlling your movement, of shutting down, right? Beautiful, beautiful process, and it's one of the first steps. In case you don't know, and it'd be something I recommend that you pick up. In 1919, there was a book, or there was actually a correspondence course, which was like a mail order course at that time. That was 28 weeks, and it would come in the mail, and it was created by a gentleman named Charles Hannell. And Charles Hannell was a brilliant man at the time. Back in 1919, he was worth millions and millions of dollars, and he created this program called the Master Key System. And the Master Key System, now you can find it in book form. But what happened there was that he would take you through a process. Every week he would give you a different exercise. And in that process, you will learn how to control your mind more. One of the great things, I'm telling you, pick it up, it's a great book. But the bottom line is, very first exercise is the exercise I'm telling you. Sit somewhere comfortable, don't lounge, just sit comfortable, close your eyes, and stay absolutely still for 15 to 30 minutes. Why? Because that's the first step in controlling your mind. And we're going to go into other steps and we're going to go into other things, but I'm telling you, if you are serious about using mind power, then number one, you got to seal yourself from that outside influence that isn't in your favor, isn't something that's going to help you. What you want to do is you want to take deliberate action and put those pictures in your mind. Put those videos in your mind. Create those movies in your mind, right? Of where it is that you want to be. And it starts to happen. And the more you do that, the more obsessed you become with those ideas, the faster it'll start to happen. Because what you're going to find in one of the, in some of the other videos that we're going to be discussing here is that you need to have a clear picture and you need to be able to feel that. So it's a mind or, a focus thing and a feeling thing, which is coming from the body. And once you unite those two things, amazing things happen, miracles happen. I'm telling you, what you're learning here is a way for you to create miracles. So, Mike Martinez, put those two things into place. Number one, seal yourself off from outside influences, right? And you say, oh, Mike, but I like Facebook. It's okay. You can like Facebook, but slowly cut it down, right? You don't have to be on Facebook. The average person looks at Facebook, looks at their phone on Facebook 87 times a day. 87 times a day. And the average person is not where they want to be financially, not where they want to be in relationships, not where they want to be with their health and their body. So, what does that tell you, right? It tells you that their focus is in a different place. Scattered thinking leads to scattered actions produce scattered results. Let's start the focus process. Mike Martinez, you know what? I hope you're as serious about this as I am, because I love to be able to hear your comments and say, you know what? Put this into play and by golly, it worked. Right? I'm telling you, these things can have a massive change in your life, and it's up to you to make it happen. So all I do is provide you with the lessons, maybe a little bit of motivation, maybe a little bit of inspiration, but ultimately it's you, right? So I'm challenging you. Go out there and take the lessons, put them into play, and study the results that you're getting and see if you're changing things. See if the right people are coming around you now. See if you're starting to attract the things and the people and the circumstances that you want. I'm telling you, this is the key to the law of attraction. So, Mike Martinez, I'll see you in the next video.